Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the live stream. I think I got all of my technical issues out the way, and my apologies for what happened yesterday. I was talking to myself for 45 minutes and kind of realized that my mic wasn't working. And so, my sincere apologies for that. And so, we are going to make it happen tonight, and assuming that everything is going well right now. And so, for those of you guys that don't know me, my name is John Crispala, and I will be your host for tonight. We are actually streaming in a couple of places in YouTube, Facebook, and also in Telegram. And so, if you guys are coming from one of those streams, if you could just please hit the like button on the way in and leave a comment or ask any questions as we go over tonight's overview. And so, let's not waste another moment. Let's actually go ahead and dive straight into it. I just want to start off with a quick 2 minute intro video, so that way it kind of gives you an idea of what we are working with, the direction that we are going, and what's in it for you. And so, with that said, here we go.
Today, over 80% of all internet bandwidth is used for video streaming. As technology advances, demand for video services increases exponentially, and current infrastructures struggle to cope. The result is a poor streaming quality and slow loading times for frustrated consumers. At Pandosoft, we are disrupting the whole streaming technology paradigm in order to deliver better streaming to consumers. We are creating a completely decentralized streaming platform to spread the load and greatly improve the quality. So whether you are a broadcaster looking to connect with your audience, a developer, or just a user looking for an easy and secure way to share, you'll be much happier with the result. Pando is the name of a giant network of trees that all form one giant plant. Each individual tree is a rammet in the network. In the Pandosoft project, we are gathering individual rammetrons to participate in a network structure to make one giant platform. That's where you come in. In order to create the massive decentralized platform, we need a lot of individual machines to each take a little bit of the load. Similar to the way that Uber uses independent drivers who each choose when they want to come on and off the available driver network, Pandosoft allows individuals with computers to put their machines on and off the platform and get paid for giving bandwidth. Almost everyone has a computer with extra bandwidth to spare, especially when the machine isn't being used. Why not use it to make some money? Here's how it works. When you're watching videos or when you are sleeping, you can set your machine to be a rammetron, and we'll tap its extra bandwidth to stream videos for local viewers. Don't worry, your computer data will not be accessed or compromised. Our platform can only access the bandwidth. When a bit of bandwidth is available to the system from a lot of computers, streaming viewers will enjoy greatly improved quality and loading time. The more your rammetron gives up bandwidth, the more you earn. You are in control. You'll be paid in tokens, which can be exchanged for cash, or used to send donations to your favorite streamers, unlock premiere content, or buy and gift virtual items. With Rammetron, all you do is stream, relax, and earn. So join the Rammetron community today. Visit pandosoft.com today to get started.
All right, stream, relax, and earn. That is our motto. And that's what really excites me about this project. And by the way, like I said, I'm the director of business development for Philippines. And so my main role for this movement is to actually establish the foundation all throughout the country, because what we have to offer is something very big, and it also solves a major problem that we all have right now. And as you guys saw in the video, that the biggest problem that we have, especially in technology, is the lag of stream and how data is being delivered. And so we had developed technology, which is just a simple application that you can download, and which is what we call the Ramatron, because the way stream is being delivered right now is through a traditional centralized server. And so what happens is, when content creators, every time na gumagawa sila ng content and then nag-upload sila sa internet, of course that has to go through the server. But then oftentimes, pag mabigat ang traffic, nagko-congest sila, right? So what happens, it ends up bottlenecking, and that gives it the issue right there, when you have the buffering and you have, the major lag. So that concludes to that big problem is because everything is congested, right? And then you, at the end, the viewer, you just have, the biggest problem receiving the data because of that major congestion. And so what we had done for a solution is we had created an application. And itong application na ito, pwede mo lang siya i-download, and you can turn your computer into a node. And itong node na ito, nagre-relay siya ng data. And so aside from the internet that you already have, this application will help transfer that information from one end to another. And so this is in the blockchain, and we are also at the same time we are decentralizing the world of streaming. So how everybody is streaming their videos, and so this relieves a lot of the pressure from that bottleneck, and that also increases the quality of streaming, especially in the Philippines. And so at the end of the day, it improves that quality, and everybody can receive high quality stream. And so this is what we have created. And then so now this is the foundation that we are laying. And because when you have these centralized servers, it costs a lot of money to maintain, and not even yet the servers alone, but also these servers, they have facilities that they are being housed in. So billions of dollars goes into these every single year. And so now with this technology, pwede nila i-relay yung savings, yung cost savings back to the community. And because this is a community-based project, and so with that savings, it goes back to you, the community, and of course the community will be hosting the network because it is your own computer that you're turning into a node. And of course, businesses down the line can actually partake in our network. And so right now we actually have a partnership right now with one major corporation. And pinag-aralan nila yung network namin, and they saw that they will actually achieve a cost savings of about 50%. And so they decided to go ahead and build their own blockchain, and but they wanted to do it inside our network because of of what the Ramatron technology can achieve for them in terms of the traditional approach. Okay. And so why take advantage of the project? Because of the fact that it offers profits and privacy back to the community. All right. And so that cost savings that big companies are spending, that can now be relayed back over to you as an opportunity for you to generate some income. Okay. And two things that you need. And those two things is having a laptop or a PC and just Wi-Fi. That's it. It's as easy as that. All right. And so itong concept na ito, it originates from the aspen tree concept. And so in this image, it looks like a big, massive, giant forest, right? But nonetheless, isa siyang one giant plant. But with this giant plant, one end of the branch, could be in Manila, and then the other end could be all the way in Cebu, but yet it's just one big giant plant. And so yung Pando network namin, It's very similar how that is structured because it is one massive global streaming platform and it's made up of 1 million decentralized computers, which is what we call the Ramatrons. Okay. And so you can have one node in Manila and then the other node could be all the way in Canada, but yet it's still in the same one giant network. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is you can turn your computer into a profit generating machine. Okay. A lot of us have heard of, P2E or play to earn, right? Especially some mga gamers out there. But we came out with the concept of what we call the T2E, and that is turn on to earn because you just download the app and then turn on mo lang yung application and then you just sit back and let your computer do the work. It's as simple as that. Okay. So your individual computers set up as Ramatron, all you're doing is you're sharing their excess processing and the bandwidth. Okay. Binabayaran mo na yun every single month, right? But most of the time you're not really utilizing all of it. So sinishare mo na lang yung mga unutilized bandwidth and you're getting paid for doing that. Okay. So yung application, it's very, very simple. It's very lightweight. It's also secure and it's smart and it's efficient. Okay. And so it is activated by staking the node. And you can actually stake more than one Ramatron unit. And so I'll explain more of that later. The software it does not access any of your personal files or your data. It only access the excess bandwidth that you're allocating. So very, very non-threatening. And then yung software, it will also not interrupt any of your daily tasks, or will it slow down your computer. So right now nag-stream ako live and I'm also um running the Ramatron in the background, so it's not really interrupting anything. And most importantly, it's not going to compromise the security of your PC. Okay. So as far as the requirements, it's really not that complicating. For those of you that are PC users, you just need two cores, 4 to 8 gigs of RAM, and about 100 gigs of storage space. So you can use, whether if it's Windows, Mac, or Linux, any of those operating systems would work. And then for those of you out there that are a little bit more tech savvy and you want to run it through the server, you can do that too. Okay. But yung requirements there is 4 core, 8 to 16 gigs of RAM, and 100 gigs of storage space. Okay. And that this operating system is only ran through Ubuntu V18. Okay. All right. So, what will generate activity for these Ramatrons? Let's find out. So, where most people will do their streaming is through the Ramatron nodes because the nodes will be powering an entire ecosystem, and that will include an array of a world class of decentralized applications developed on the Panda project. So people all over the world can connect, they can share, and then they can also earn and enjoy. All right. And we have several applications in the pipeline. And I can talk about each and one of them, but I'm not going to because that will take up so much time. But the most highly anticipated application that we have been putting a lot of focus and energy on is Panajo. And so Panda Joe has been is actually it's actually been released, the application, more of the beta launch. And so what we wanted to do was we wanted to get the community involved. So we wanted them to download the app and get a feel for it. At saka magbigay din ng mga feedback or suggestions kung paano na pwede ma-improve, because it's not the official launch. And so we're still in the process of refining and fine tuning. And so, since this is a community-based project, we want to be able to hear your voice, and and so it's available through Android right now, and we are actually waiting for one more update and which I'll talk more about later. And but I wanted to give you a quick video introduction for those of you who are not aware of Panajo. Okay, so here we go. All right. So we are reinventing the world of streaming, and we have definitely come a long way with it, and we are still working on fine tuning and refining. And so itong app na ito, it engages online live streaming. Okay. And so anybody can go live if they really wanted to. And so whether if you're a live streamer, content creator, or just simply a viewer, you can do all the above, right? And we try to make it simplified as much as possible. And so that was one of the first feature that we wanted to change is having that live button right in the middle of it, because most live streamers, kung gusto nila mag live stream, right, if they want to go live, they have to get a third party application. So whether if it's like an OBS or whatever, and that costs money to do that. And so when we developed the app, we decided to build it in. Okay, so when you download the application, which you can download right now if you're an Android user, you can actually upload videos, or you can actually do a live, and then you can accomplish that with just one click of a button. So for those of you that will be creating a lot more content, because you just want to, for pure entertainment, or if you want to make a profession out of it, that's totally fine too, right? And you get to generate profits, for doing that. Aside from being a node holder, right, you can also become a content creator. And so when you are monetized with YouTube, for example, what happens is you engage in contract, and they usually take anywhere from like 30 to 50% of what you are creating, right? And so through our platform, you can actually keep, most of your profits, and more like 90%, right? And so you can keep most of that for yourself, and you don't necessarily have to give up, what you already have, but more of having an additional outlet, so that way you can expand your viewership. And besides, it's so much better to have two workhorses working for you, right? And instead of just one. And so you're already making the content, so all you have to do is just, you're already uploading into one, and then just take that same content and upload it into our platform, and then just let that expand on your behalf. And but over here on this side, you get to keep most of your earnings. Okay, so that is one thing that's different about us. And we also have 12 different revenue models. And most of these right now, they're not functioning yet, but we had broken it down into three phases. And so right now we're in phase one. And so phase one is, of course, utilizing the app, and providing the feedbacks, and the suggestions. And then phase two would be more of rolling out, the preparation for what is upcoming before the end of this year, which is I'll just highlight it right now. We're going to be having an esports. We're going to be hosting an esports tournament where we're going to be having roughly about 100,000 gamers participating in this tournament, and so you know that will be through that. And then phase three is when all PTX functions will be in place, like subscriptions and sponsorships and stuff like that, and then advertisements. So these are the 12 different models. I'll just run through this real quick. Right, you got predictions, you got badges, marketplaces, sponsorships, tournaments, advertisements, VIP status, donations, subscriptions, gifts, and merchandise. Especially for those of you guys that have your own T-shirts, hoodies, or hats. You'll have your own little merchant store once you have your channel established. Besides, also, by the way, you can establish your channels now, so you can be, the pioneer. And so when we get bigger in scale, then at least you've already initiated the work, and you'll probably have a ton of more subscribers and followerships by the time we go critical mass. So right now we are in phase one, and in transition for phase two, because phase two we're going to have the mobile and the web version of it. So right now it's just the mobile, and we're also still right around the corner in releasing iOS version of Panda Joe. Medyo mahirap lang with iOS because they have so much prerequisites and demands for us to meet. And also at the same time, we are also waiting for an update on our Ramatron application that will also enable our PoE feature of it. I'll dive into that later too. Okay. And so yeah, so phase two right around the corner, and then the global esports tournament preparation for the big event towards the end of the year. So that is basically what's happening uh, within the Panajo movement. And so I've talked a little bit about all the streaming, right? And also how the network is being powered up is by the community. And so how will you generate income or profit from the investment, basically, right? So let's talk about that. So how do you set up your Ramatron nodes? Okay, so 3 steps. So number one, download my application. You can just go through pandoproject.org, or you could just follow the link right here. Okay, explore at pandoproject.org. And then number two, you set up your Panda wallet. And then step number three, you would acquire your PTX token, which is our native token. You would just go to the L Bank exchange and then acquire your PTX token, and then you would activate your Ramatron from there. Kailangan mo lang 250 PTX to activate your Ramatron. But if you decide to stake some more, I'll talk more into that also. You're more than welcome to do so, and there's great benefits of doing that. All right. Two different ways of doing this. Number one is the Ramatron node earning. Okay. And so the first way is through proof of stake. And I've already mentioned meron siyang minimum requirement ng 250 PTX in order to activate the Ramatron. And so for the stake, what's powerful about this is nag-offer siya ng passive residual income. And so when you activate your Ramatron, hey, there is a stake award reward that you're going to earn every single week, which is 2.5% for each week. And kailangan mo lang gawin, you just turn on the app, and you go on the network for 40 hours. And once you have fulfilled that 40 hours at a 100% level, then by the end of the week, which is most likely like Sunday or Monday, depending on what part of the world you're in, now you're going to get your stake reward, which is 2.5% per week. So that's simple interest, right? Or simple stake is what I like to call it. And so you do that for like 52 weeks, right? you know, it would become very very lucrative. And so the minimum is 250. So kung if you decide to do more, then you're more than welcome to. You know, we have investors that will do, you know, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, or even hundreds of thousands. And only invest what you're willing to invest, right? Nasa sa'yo na yan. And right now, with the way our what you know, with the current token pricing, it's a very very good sales price right now. So take advantage of that and use that, because you know, once we hit critical mass and we get to the point to where the demand is so much higher, ito na yung magandang entry point. Yeah, you know, if you take a look at the pricing, and the pricing right now is like what, 3 4 4 cents. And so, you know, once the bull run begins to turn around, which is, you know, it could be at any moment, you know, now is the perfect time for you to have a good entry point. Because when do you want to buy into something? Do you want to buy in at the peak, or do you want to buy in at the low? And so guess what? Right now, we're at the low. And so take advantage of that window, and get as much as PTX as you can. And then you go ahead and stake that, because you're going to earn, you know, 2.5% for every single week. And so tutubo siya every single week. And you can even compound that if you want to. Okay, so which is another way, another method of you know, enlarging your PTX tokens. And so that could, you know, that alone could earn you a lot, because the power of compounding interest. And so you're not going to find that in many places, but we are actually offering it. Okay, so that's proof of stake. Next, we have proof of engagement. And so the way this works is, when you have your node performing a job, meaning na nagdi-deliver siya ng stream, ng data, you're going to get paid for doing it each time that your node is performing work. So sabihin na natin yung next door neighbor mo is watching a stream or watching a movie, and then your node is the one that's delivering the stream. And so if that is your node, then you're going to earn at the rate of 0.1875 per PTX. I'm sorry, for PTX. 0.1875 PTX per minute per 60 seconds. Okay? So to put that in perspective, hypothetically speaking, right? If the value of the PTX is at 20 cents, and your neighbor is actually watching that stream for 5 hours per day, so you're going to earn 33.75 in USD. Okay. And so if, you know, once the value hits at a dollar sometime down the line, right, then that value would go up to 168.73. And then if they're just binge watching for like 24 hours, then that would yield you about 162 USD. And so that goes on top of your existing stake. And so that's just another way of generating passive income. And so proof of engagement is that's the second way of earning passively. And our very next update that we are waiting on for the Ramatron will enable the PoE feature. And so we are right now at we were supposed to release 4.0.1 version of the Ramatron, and our CTO had done so much more updates, more than we anticipated. And so he just he bypassed the 4.0.1, and he went he went directly to 4.1. And so we're currently doing testing on that for the last 2 weeks. And so we're very very close to releasing that version, and that will actually give you the ability of having the PoE version of the Ramatron app. So it's just right around the corner. So many different ways. And we are a growing project, and the PTX will be, it'll be heavily utilized. And because we want to create, we have created so much utility in our ecosystem, so it literally keeps most of the supply out of the circulation. And that's one of the reasons why most people love our native token, because number one, it's volatility resistant, um, extreme utilization. We have horizontal scaling. We are in talks of so many businesses out there right now, and as far as being able to take advantage of the platform that we have to offer. And so we have that interoperability. Okay, so hindi lang para sa atin, it's also for the benefit of others, because our movement is a solution to a lot of businesses out there and even other blockchain projects. And we have a growing use case. We started back in 2018. And so even though now we've only been on the exchange for like, was that 3 months now? Um, we have been investing so much on our use cases and our utilities. And so back in 2018, we decided to just like, hey, let's go ahead and make a big investment on utilities now. Kasi karamihan ng mga projects, they go on the market, and we have with zero use case to offer. And so, because they don't have any funding, right? That's why they have to go to the exchange, and then they can get some capital for you, the investor, and then they would use that, and then they would make an attempt to fulfill the promise. But then, there's a lot of projects out there too that are faulty. They end up rug pulling, and some they just can't deliver. And that's just the nature of the beast at the moment, right? So for us, in order to instill investor confidence, we took our own resources, we invested in our utilities. And so by the time that we launched back in November of late last year, we've already had so much utilities to offer. We have our own blockchain, we've got our wallet working, we've got the Ramatron, which is working, we've got 5 applications in the pipeline. We have businesses and other blockchain movements that are wanting to create their platform within our existing platform. And so the use case is ever growing, right? The adoption. And plus, we also have token burning. And so volatility resistant, right? Strong stability in a volatile environment. And because, the PTX is only generated, by Pandoproject nodes, which is your nodes when you are, when you activate them, and and through our Pando decentralized application. So wala siyang floating supply, and there's no whales in the Pando ecosystem. And so you're not gonna see a lot of how like Bitcoin moves in so many crazy ways, right? Up and down, up and down. And we're jumping like from 60,000 to like, and where's it now, like in the 20,000 range. All time high was at 65,000, so now it's at 20,000. But anywhere in between, it goes into high jumps. So we don't have that volatility. So makikita mo naman sa charts that when it goes through a movement, it's not like high volatility. It's just like you could see where the trend is going. And so that's the power of what we have with token burning. By the end of this year, we're going to be taking the profits that we generate, and we're going to take 50% of that, and then we're going to use that to buy back our token. So we're going to burn our tokens by the end of the year. Okay, year two will be 25% of the profits. Year three would be 15, and year four and onward would be 10%. Okay. And then we also have mass adoption. And I've talked about mga advertisers and mga gamers and even like content creators. So everybody's going to be utilizing our native token. Okay, and especially with our Panajo app going on a massive scale, you know we're going to be generating some business. So advertisers are going to want to be placing their ads on our platform, and of course like marketplaces and tournaments and all that. And so, which also leads into my next point with the utilization, right? PTX will be fully utilized, by phase three, and when with the Panajo phase three release, and and as well as the all decentralized apps, with content creators, viewers, and marketplaces. And so all of the Panda Project node holders will benefit from all this because kayo ang foundation, right? And especially in the Philippines right now, we're looking to expand heavily here in the very next few months. So we're gonna start hitting it hard. And so for those of you that are the early settlers, so you guys are very fortunate because the way I view this node, it's like real estate. And so the name of the game right now is how many of these nodes do you want to own? And the next question following that is how do you want to position these nodes? And so the way I look at it is it's like a cell phone tower. Your phone relies on it, right? Without the tower, wala kang reception. And so the node acts very similarly because of the fact that you need as many nodes spread out in order to be able to sustain the network and be able to balance out the deliverance. And so if one of those nodes or multiple of those nodes are owned by you, that's your digital real estate. And so, how much of those do you want to have? How much market share would you like to have when it comes to the node counts? So that's just something to think about. And the good thing about it is it's very affordable, right? You only need 250 PTX to and a computer to have one node in order for your node to be, generating income for you. And so, hindi mo na kailangan na kumuha ng mortgage, right? Just like buying a real house, you have to spend like 30 years of your life paying it off. At least with this, you can just you already own it the full outright. So you just have to go live, turn it on, and let it work for you. Turn on to earn, or like what Tita G would say, right? Turn on to tambay, tambay to earn, and so yeah, horizontal scaling. PTX allow access to the Pano project nodes. With more nodes in the Pano network, the network increases its capacity to accommodate more users and higher transactions. And so the PTX scales digital assets, offering asset custody and new trading features and functionality. And we also have a growing use case. So the PTX will be powered as an NFT token in the Panda projects, and we'll also have our own NFT marketplace. And we will also we'll use it as the currency in our Panda project marketplace also. So when you decide to start selling your merch, of course the transaction will be through PTX. And even advertisers, when they place their ads, or when the gamers, when they want to sign up for an esports tournament, more likely they will have to utilize the PTX token. And anything that happens within our ecosystem, that's where our native token will be utilized. Okay, just so you know that. All right. So wrapping it up, okay, you can get your PTX from L Bank, and and we have another exchange that will be coming out, but just utilize L Bank for now. And the best way to do it, especially from the Philippines, you can either use PDAX, or you can use um, Binance to load, because yung pairing niya is USDT. Okay? So you can either buy your USDT from PDAX or Binance, or maybe even KuCoin. Any one of those three would work out just fine. Or you can just buy directly from L Bank. Okay, but I think what I found the cheapest way to do that is via KuCoin or Binance, because you can load up your USDT with Gcash, and then you can just transfer your USDT to L Bank, and then from there you acquire your PTX, and then you withdraw and you shoot it to your Panda wallet to activate your Ramatron. Okay, we're also listed on CoinGecko and as well as CoinMarketCap. So these are very well known institutions when it comes to hosting, all tokens that are available in the market. And so you can look at our daily charts from either one of those two sites. And we have offices all across different parts of the world, and we're growing, right? And we're very relatively new in the Philippines, so congratulations to you guys, that are true pioneers. And so we're now getting ready to take it to the next level, and we want you to be a part of it. And so so that pretty much ends it. And if you guys have any questions, you are more than welcome to type it in the chat. And then also um, if you have, you can pretty much leave your comments, and whether if you're on Facebook, you can leave it there, and also on YouTube. And then if you are on the Telegram stream, you can also post your questions there as well, as I see many of them right now. So I can, yeah, and so I actually see a couple right now on there, which we can address. And I got a question here from Roberto. Updates on the POE? Yes, good question on that. And so with the POE, what is, like I mentioned earlier, right? So we were supposed to release 4.0.1, and our CTO Logan, Boss Logan, he had added way more updates than what he had anticipated for 4.0.1. So nag-decide na lang siya to just bypass that, and he went straight to 4.1. And so it's, which is better for you anyways, because there's more updates that you'll receive with that anyways, because you want everything running smoothly. So we put a lot of effort into these testing, because yeah, I mean, yeah, we could release it, right? But what good of a quality will it be if it's going to be crappy, if it's not really well prepared for release? And so yeah, so we're working diligently, because it's not, when you're running a technology project, technology company, hindi ganun kadali. So you have to make sure that you deliver well, because of course, if you don't deliver at the ex you know at the expectation, then of course, that's not a good thing. That's not a good situation to have either. And so legal alien, what's up, buddy? I see you there. um and so yes, that's a good question on that, by the way. And then the next one is, I'll just translate this in English. What if your house is on YouTube and smart TV using the Ramatron? Okay, I think I know where you're going with that question. So this relates within the proof of engagement, and tying it into YouTube. So one thing that you want to understand is we have an ecosystem, and we also have a huge array of decentralized application that we're going to be releasing. And so anything within our network is that's tied into the ecosystem, um, all of the benefits that comes along with what I had just mentioned earlier, you're going to have, right? But to have like YouTube or anything like that, so that's not part of our ecosystem. However, if they ever decide to utilize our platform to alleviate a lot of their congestion, right? Then that would be a direct benefit to you. So, but as of now, it's not a direct there's no direct benefit to it, and that is why we have Pandojo. And Pandojo right now, you can actually, if you haven't set up or downloaded the application, I would suggest to go ahead and download it at the Play Store if you have Android, and you can play around with it and set up your account and get it established. Because once we release 4.1, which could be any day, literally any day, because I was just talking with Boss Logan about this, then of course you want to be able to have your Panajo ready to go, right? You don't want to wait until later. Get your account set up now. And besides, once this thing goes to critical mass, you don't want to be at the starting point when it hits over here. Right now we're right here, so you don't want to start over here. You want to start, down here, because what do you think is going to happen when you upload videos now and you start, just start uploading content in there? You begin to gain subscribers and more viewers, and of course, the more viewers, the more subscribers, that's more profit that you'll generate, right? And so that's just an advantage that you can that you can have as of this moment, being at the stage that we're in. So just know that. All right. Okay, so I did mention that I was gonna do some giveaways, and I want to go ahead and get that out of the way. All right, so there's gonna be a lucky winner here today, and I don't know if you guys saw on the post earlier that there is one way on how you can. Hold on, let me just grab that here real quick. Just one moment. I'm gonna just grab the clip, and I am going to post that. Mm, all right. So, if you guys see this on Telegram, on Facebook, and on wherever else that you saw this, okay, I'm gonna give away. There's gonna be two winners today, earning 500 PTX, and so this is how it's going to work. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a couple of minutes to make it work, but these are the requirements. Okay, the rules are very simple, and you must do all five to be entered in a drawing. Okay, number one, join our Telegram group. Most of you guys are already in it. If not, get in it. Number two, join our Discord. Follow us on Twitter. Subscribe on our YouTube, and like our page, and invite 5 friends to like our Facebook page. Okay, and so I am going to go ahead and prepare the word of what to type in on the chat. What if you're on YouTube, Facebook? Oh, by the way, it has if for those of you guys that are on Telegram, you have to punch this in on YouTube. And so all right, and the hashtag is hashtag Pandoproject. And so I will give you guys about, I'll give you a good, 2 minutes to do that. And so that way you guys could punch that in. But hashtag Panda Projects starting right now. So go ahead and punch that in on the comments on YouTube or Facebook. But just to be safe, do it on YouTube. Okay, 2 minutes and counting. 2 winners, 500 PTX. All right, we'll give it a few more seconds. And remember, you guys we'll have to cross-reference these, so make sure that you are subscribed to each one of those 5 that we had mentioned. And give it about another 30 seconds. All right. So we'll go ahead and draw now. We're going to go ahead and close it. So here we go. Drawing. Okay, first winner, Dominga. Congratulations. Then our next one. And our next one goes to Christina. Congratulations, Christina and Dominga. I will go ahead and reach out to me on Telegram, and just let me know. Just shoot me a message, and happy to arrange that for you guys. And so we'll go ahead and close it off, you guys. And for those of you guys that are new out there watching, I just want to congratulate you guys for being part of a movement, because this is such a great technology and a great opportunity for you to take ownership on something that is going to be explosive. And so Stay in tune with us, and we'll give you guys more updates. There's a lot more updates to come, and so any questions that you may have, please feel welcome to. You can direct message me, or you can just leave a message on the Telegram chat, and we can go ahead and address that. Okay. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for your time and your attention. And it's been a blast. And we will see you on the next stream. Peace out.